2024 right now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
And good Wednesday morning to you. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary this week.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And driving in this morning, it is, I don't want to say balmy, but it's okay out.
Yeah, it feels like it's a summer morning.
Almost.
It's so mild out, but the winds have picked up. A lot of the leaves have fallen. That was something else I noticed, too.
Exactly, on the roads, and we, not to take your thunder, so to speak, but it's going to rain in the next couple days, so really be careful on the roads because there's a lot of leaves out on the roads, and they're covered, and when they get wet, they get very slippery, so I want to pass that along. I noticed that this morning.
Yeah, slippery as ice, and thankfully this morning, though, it's dry. In fact, outside today, temperatures are starting out in the 50s. It's a 55-degree start here in the Mohawk Valley. Again, more summer-like start to the day today. It's actually 70 in Watertown this morning, believe it or not, 68 in Syracuse. So there is quite a temperature difference as you head out, for example, out to Saranac Lake, sitting at 45 degrees and 50 down in Poughkeepsie. So depending on your location here in upstate New York, it could be a very warm start to the day or not. The radar is looking entirely dry, and as we head throughout the evening hours today, we'll see some more rain arrive from the west. The front itself looks to be on the weaker side, so it looks to be not a complete several-hour stretch of downpours, but it's enough to produce a few scattered rain showers across the area. But during the daytime today, it's looking almost entirely dry. Well, clouds will increase by this evening. We'll talk about, again, more details on that rain tonight and how cool we get heading into the next few days straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Some breaking news overnight.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Wednesday morning as we take a look at what you can expect heading out the door early today. Well, so far another quiet, in fact, very pleasant start to the morning. Temperatures already sitting in the 50s right now, actually 58 degrees up in Old Forge with dry conditions as well. Almost 60 degrees up in the North Country early today. It's actually cooler in downtown Utica than it is up north, sitting at 53 degrees. Still looking mild by October standards. And then, of course, a look at the traffic cameras across the region. So far, no fog reported at this point. We'll see if any does start to develop with these skies clearing. Cooperstown quiet, 48 degrees, the coldest spot so far. And finally, in Oneonta sitting at 59 degrees. So quite the difference in temperature as you go through the elevations. A live look at the traffic tracker early today. No incidents to report this morning. And as you head throughout the afternoon and evening, expect dry weather. No rainfall is expected both for your morning or evening commute. However, if you are driving later on tonight, you could encounter some rain showers after sunset. We'll talk about the exact timing of that rain and how much you could be expecting straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. There's a tree growing at Rome Free Academy that's...
Spoil your day. Tune in for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast, brought to you by Munson. Visit Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity. Visiting Munson and the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast, both free and both Utica's very own. Remember, all roads lead to Munson. Parkway Drugs, free delivery 7 days a week. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today is a very warm start to your work day with temperatures already in the 40s, 50s, some spots heading up north approaching near 60 degrees. In fact, a live look at Oneonta right now, it's a quiet start to the day, almost 60 degrees. And you'll definitely feel outside this morning. You don't need a jacket pretty much at all for the daytime today. The radar is entirely dry, but this will likely change as we head into the evening and overnight, especially with a cold front that will be arriving from the northwest after sunset. But during the daytime today, temperatures go from the upper 50s to as high as the mid 70s. So very comfortable afternoon, plenty of sunshine. This nice weather still continues for the majority of the day today. So if you have any outdoor plans, of course, still the work week, but depending on even working outside, you've got great weather for that as well. The rain chances, of course, do arrive after sunset, along with increasing clouds. Notice here between 3 and 6 p.m., a few more clouds begin to arrive. Now, it's warm today. I mentioned over the past few days that we'll be seeing a cool down following today and through Thursday and Friday. Now, our only real chance for frost the next 4 days will be Friday morning, with skies clearing out then. By Saturday morning, it looks like the frost potential is not nearly as existent due to the fact that we have a few more clouds arriving. But any of you have any plans to spend some extra minutes getting ready for work in the morning? Friday's one of those days where you might have to budget even more time for that frost. But although we're tracking frost potential for the near term, the next 8 to 14 days actually are going to be favoring above average temperatures. This will continue into Halloween time. So if you haven't heard any buzz about a Halloween snowstorm again, it's looking like that would not even be likely at all. And of course, forecasting that far out for a snowstorm is just baloney anyways. Bigger picture, we've got a cold front arriving. This will bring with it cooler temperatures for your Thursday and for your Friday. A brief period of high pressure keeps things quiet into Friday night, and then by Saturday, here comes another cold front, which will bring the chance for more rain. And so today, clouds increase. Notice this front is not nearly as impressive with it weakening over our area. Maybe a few scattered showers. Models are not very consistent on bringing any serious rainfall to our area, but regardless, it cools things down. We're into the 40s for much of the day Thursday, with mostly cloudy skies in the morning, then a few breaks in the cloud cover as we head into the evening. And so your 7-day forecast, you go from 76 today to the high of 52 on Thursday if we're lucky. And then we remain in the 50s for the near term. More unsettled conditions could arrive by Saturday as low pressure moves over to the area. We're still cutting it close for rainfall potential Sunday. I think we're still remaining mainly dry, but we'll keep everyone posted on the trend of the rainfall throughout the weekend.
And welcome to Central New York. A high of 76 today, may even get higher, and you're looking at mid-20s as the low on Sunday.
Yes,
So
quite the difference.
Have several types of apparel available. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, the time now is 5:25, still ahead on Sunrise
24.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray in for Gary.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And you mentioned a mild start to the day, and it's going to be another nice day. Reality will be coming soon, so
Yes.
enjoy the day.
Well, yeah, another of those times where Mother Nature can't quite decide whether it wants to bring us summer or late fall type weather.
Yeah.
Today, while it's summer, we got temperatures early this morning starting out in the 50s. In fact, officially at Griffiths and Rome, we're sitting at 55 degrees. A very warm start to the day today. In fact, almost don't quite need a jacket out this morning. It's pretty pleasant out there at this point. And I want to show some of the other temperatures across upstate New York, because you head up to Watertown, it's 70 degrees. It's warmer than usually has been during the daytime hours, at least during that cold stretch last week. And on top of that, in the 60s heading out to Syracuse and Rochester. The radar is entirely dry early today. As I mentioned, rainfall might put an end to this warm stretch of weather. We'll let you know exactly when that arrives coming up in a few minutes. But during the daytime hours today, it looks to be entirely dry. A sunny start. Clouds work their way in this afternoon and this evening, and then that cool down arrives, a few scattered showers, and we'll see how cool it gets for tomorrow, of course, coming up in that full forecast. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. New this morning, Election Day less than 2 weeks away.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Wednesday morning. Our photo of the day today takes us into Otsego County, and a great shot of the fall foliage down taken by Kevin. And on top of that, even a kayaker floating in the water. It's been beautiful weather for kayaking, especially in the beautiful lakes we have all across Otsego, Herkimer, and Oneida counties in central New York. So You've got one good day if you have today off, or if you're retired, or if you just have free time to go out and do some kayaking. Enjoy the nice weather today. We have a bit of a cool down as we head into tonight and tomorrow, which might put a damper on any kayaking plans. But this morning, temperatures are starting out very pleasantly and mild in the 50s. 53 Whitesboro, 64 in Hessville, 48 in Cooperstown. Quite a difference between some of these towns here. But regardless, we warm up into the 70s by this afternoon. Plenty of sun, and then a few more clouds arrive. And of course, we'll talk about those rain showers and how cool we get tomorrow coming up in that full forecast. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. As one of the oldest rural life museums in the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today is a mild one. In fact, a mild start, a very pleasant afternoon. Temperature in Oneonta right now in the 50s. We'll take a look at all the local temperatures coming up in a second. But as you can see here, so far, a relatively quiet start. No fog that I can see forming. Maybe out in the far distance, our satellite feed, of course, showing no fog development at this time. But some of these local temperatures, there's a huge range, and I'll explain why. It's 49 in Westmoreland, 61 in Deansboro, 47 in Dolgeville, but near 60 or 70 out in Watertown. And this is due to two things. You've got a battle going on with the atmosphere. We've got radiational cooling, those clear skies, allowing those temperatures to free fall quickly. However, we got a strong south wind early this morning that is dragging in all that warm air. And so you go to some of those hilltops of the higher elevations, and you got those warmer temperatures. In those valleys where we start to cool down. It's 60 in Oneonta, 48 in Cooperstown, 43 degrees in Unadilla, 39 in Afton. So quite a difference in temperature depending on your location early today. But the radar right now is entirely dry. No rain showers are expected during the daytime hours today. But as we head beyond sunset into tonight, that's when rain will begin to arrive. Before that front arrives, it's a very pleasant afternoon. Temperatures peaking into the 70s, mid-70s across the area. Now, with this warm stretch we've been seeing, we've got a frost chance heading into Friday morning. That's our real only chance for frost the next 4 or so days. So if you are heading out to work in the morning Friday, budget maybe a few extra minutes to scrape some of that frost off the car. Now we've got a trend, a different trend in temperatures between now and on Sunday. The high temp today will be around 76 degrees. The low temp Sunday night will be around 29. So quite the shock to the system when it comes to that temperature change. But again, the long-term trend, at least to the end of the month, favors above average temperatures. This is just for overnight lows with those clear skies. But the bigger picture here showing a cold front arriving tonight, cooling things down for your Thursday and for your Friday. But Friday's looking dry, high pressure moves back in, and then another chance for rain from another front as we head into Saturday. And so, on our Skycast, you can see that strong south wind indicated by these moving arrows right here. That's supplying us with that warm start to the day today. This evening, we'll see clouds begin to increase and then a chance for a few scattered showers overnight tonight. Rainfall totals picked up by some of the data is going to be on the lighter side. We're not looking to pick up anything significant regarding rain, but following that, it's going to cool things down for your Thursday. Most of the day tomorrow will be spent in the 40s with a decent wind, so wind chills likely could fall into the 30s. So no jacket weather today, but definitely jacket weather as we head into tomorrow. Your 7-day forecast, you remain cool heading into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rainfall chances Saturday, potentially lingering into the end of the weekend. More sunshine by Monday and Tuesday. Be right back.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary today.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a very mild start to the day. And we mentioned this in the last hour, I should say. A lot of the leaves falling over the past couple of days are going to be on roadways, which is going to be very important over the next 48 hours. Explain why.
Yes, we got rain arriving tonight. It's not going to be heavy rain, but enough to maybe dampen those roads a little bit too. And you combine that with fallen leaves, and those leaves get slick.
Absolutely.
So especially at nighttime, when you can't quite see those leaves, maybe you go down a hill, see that the wet roads maybe slow down a little bit. It is as slick as ice.
Yeah.
But this morning, yes, as you mentioned, it's a mild start. Starting out the day today at Griffiths and Rome, 49 degrees. We dropped about 6 degrees in the past hour, but it's really dependent on where you are. We've got a battle going on between the clear skies creating radiational cooling, or basically all that heat from the surface leaving out to space. But we have a strong south wind supplying us with warmer temperatures. So you can see the wide range of 49 in Rome and 67 in Syracuse. So depending on where you are, you could wake up to a very warm start to the day, t-shirt weather, or maybe slight jacket or long sleeve shirt weather. But regardless, the radar is entirely dry here in central New York, and those morning temperatures, regardless, go up into the mid-70s by this afternoon with at least a sunny start to the day today. Clouds will increase as we head into this evening, and the potential for some rain as we look ahead to tonight. We'll talk about how much rain we could be expecting, plus on top of that, how cool it gets with that cool down for tomorrow in that forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Some breaking news overnight for
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Wednesday morning. The time now is 6:14, and you head out to drill this morning. Well, what can you expect? Depending on your location, your temperature starting out could be in the 60s or 40s. We've got 56 up in Old Forge right now, heading down into Utica, sitting at 53 degrees, quiet conditions. And of course, looking at other locations in the central New York area on the traffic camera network, so far, things are looking quiet and dry. No fog developing at this point. 47 degrees in Cooperstown, but as you head down into Oneonta, we're sitting in the upper 50s, near 60 degrees. So this morning, a range of temperatures. I'll explain why, of course, coming up in a second. The traffic tracker early today, picking up nothing at this point. It's a quiet start to your morning on the roadways. And heading out the door today, 50s to start, climbing into the 70s by this afternoon, with clouds increasing, but rainfall holding off until after sunset overnight tonight. We'll talk about how cool it gets tomorrow and how long that cool stretch lasts coming up in that full forecast. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. There's a tree growing at Rome Free Academy.
There's spoil your day. Tune in for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast, brought to you by Munson. Visit Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity. Visiting Munson and the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast, both free and both Utica's very own. Remember, all roads lead to Munson. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today is starting out mild in some spots. Temperatures in the 50s, 60s, or 40s. But look at Oneonta right now, as you can see right here. It's a quiet start to the day today with that very faint glow of that early morning twilight. And what I mean by temperatures ranging between the 40s and 60s. Take a look at these right here. We got 49 Westmoreland heading south to Deansboro, 60 degrees. 51 Lowville near 60 in Otter Lake and Inlet, but to the south, 39 in Afton, 59 in Oneonta. And this is due to two things. You've got radiational cooling taking place. That happens when you have clear skies and all that heat near the surface tries to escape out to outer space. But we've got a strong south wind this morning. That's bringing in those higher temperatures, primarily in the hilltops. Notice Hamilton at 55, Unadilla down at 43. Same thing for Cooperstown in the 40s. So that's why we have a wide range of temperatures this morning. But regardless of those early morning temperatures, we're going up into the 70s by this afternoon with completely dry weather. As you can see here, we peak right around 2-3 p.m. following that strongest sun angle before we eventually cool down tonight. And by cooling down, we have the potential for frost, primarily for Friday morning. That's really our best or only shot really for frost over the next 4 days. So a heads up, you might have to budget a few extra minutes in the morning to scrape that frost off the windshield for your Friday morning commute. Now, we've got a change in temperatures between now and Sunday night. Today's high temp at 76 degrees. By Sunday night, we're dropping into the 20s, including the Mohawk Valley. So a bit of a shock to our system after such a warm stretch of the past few days. But, of course, we're slowly approaching the end of October and early November. Bigger picture right now showing high pressure currently in place, a cold front arriving tonight, bringing in a surge of cooler temperatures. Now, that will remain in place temporarily before another front arrives by Friday night into Saturday, and this will bring with it another chance for some rain heading into the early morning Saturday. And so, on our Skycast today, sunny start, clouds arriving this afternoon and this evening, highs in the 70s. Then a few scattered showers tonight. And of course, watch out with these strong winds that there'll be a lot of leaves on the roads, and along with rain could produce slippery conditions. Then we'll start out the day Thursday in the 40s and remain in the 40s for much of the daytime hours. So maybe 50 degrees in the lowest elevations if we're lucky. So regardless, it's a breezy and cool one for your Thursday, and then Thursday night into Friday. This is our chance for widespread frost with a lot of our locations falling into the 20s. And so your 7-day forecast, 76 the high today, 52 the high tomorrow. So you might want to break out some of those jackets and flannels for the next few days as we remain on the cooler side heading into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We return back into the 50s and 60s by the middle of next week. So the overall trend is pointing to a more mild late October, closer to Halloween.
All right, and that's a good trend, I think. We'll take that. Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, here's a look at today's birthday list. If it's your birthday, happy birthday.
October 23rd, 2024.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray, in for Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
So a mild start to today, and looks like it's going to be another great day. So enjoy it.
Yeah, very nice day. I'm enjoying these days where it's not too much. Say, it's sunshine and quiet conditions.
There you go.
But things will be changing as we head into tonight. Before we get to that, though, let's take a look at those current temperatures out there early this morning. We're sitting at 49 in Griffiths and Rome, so we've dropped a few degrees in the past hour and a half, but it's still not too bad of a start to your morning. The temperatures are ranging widely depending on location, as we've got that inversion over us bringing in that strong south wind. We've got 67 in Syracuse, 49 in Rome, near 70 up in Watertown. So quite the difference in temperatures right there. The radar right now is entirely dry. It has been a common sight since last week, so we haven't really seen too much in terms of rainfall recently. We're starting to see that drying trend pop up, and of course with those stronger winds in those higher elevations, a reminder that we're entering a season where brush fires and stuff like that will become much higher of a risk. So, but back to that forecast again today. Temperatures climbing into the mid-70s with sunshine to start, clouds increasing this evening. Rain arrives tonight, and then we'll talk about, of course, how much rain we'll see and how cool do we get heading into Thursday and Friday. Of course, that's coming up in your full forecast. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. New this morning,
News Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Wednesday morning as we take a look at our photo of the day today. This one showcasing some fall foliage across the area. We're heading down to Otsego County, where we're looking at some beautiful fall colors along the lake here taken by Kevin. And as you can see here, gorgeous shot of the fall foliage. As you get to the hilltops and southern valleys, a lot more grays mixing in, but still plenty of vibrant reds, greens, and oranges still taking place. As we head to the next few weeks, we'll start to see those colors gradually fade away. So get out and enjoy the nice fall foliage, especially today with the nice weather. But as we head into tonight and eventually the end of the work week, that's when some of the temperatures will get a bit on the cooler side. If you want to submit a photo like this one right here, send it to the link right there on the top of your screen, WKTV.com/weather/pics. Be sure to include the location as well as your name, as Kevin did right here, to receive your well-deserved credit. A lot of work sometimes going into taking some of these photos. Well, this morning temperatures starting out in the 40s through 60s, depending on location. 64 Hessville, 46 in Little Falls. We'll explain why there's a temperature difference, plus how warm we get this afternoon and when that cool down arrives coming up in that full forecast. Steve?
Eric, thanks. As one of the oldest rural life.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today is starting out mild in some spots, cooling down a little bit in others, and of course, I'll explain why in a second. But taking a look at Oneonta right now, the morning twilight out in the distance. We're entering that time of the year where that sunrise gets later and later, approaching near 7:30 this morning, so we won't be catching the sunrise here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. But taking a look at those temperatures early this morning, we got a wide range. And by wide range, talking about 60s in Deansboro, 40s in Westmoreland, 57 in Westernville, approaching near 60 in Inlet, but heading on to Little Falls, we're at 46 degrees. To the south, 39 Afton, near 60 Oneonta. And this is due to a variety of factors. For one, we have that clear sky over us right now. Radiational cooling, all that heat near the surface is extending out to space. But we've got that strong south wind bringing in that warm air. And that warm air will be gliding primarily into the hilltop, which is why you can see here those hills are warmer and those valleys are cooler. But regardless, everyone is dry early today. So far, no reports of fog at this point. And throughout the day, we climb up into the 70s by this afternoon with lots of sunshine. At least to start, clouds will increase as we head into the evening hours. And then following that, potential for rain as this cold front rolls through. And although we'll be cooling down for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, our only real shot for frost looks to be Friday morning. So a heads up if you have to budget some extra time heading out to work Friday morning, you'll be encountering some frost then. Overnight lows Thursday and Saturday in the morning don't look to be that cool for that to develop. But how about this for a temperature change? The high temperature today sits at 76 degrees. By Sunday, a low down into the 20s. So we've got a changing trend heading into the weekend. But this will not be lasting all too long, as we'll see warmer than average temperatures return by the end of October, approaching near Halloween. And so the bigger picture, we've got this dry stretch, at least for now, during the daytime. Here comes that cold front tonight. A few scattered showers, but the main thing is that cool down. That strong northwesterly wind will bring lake effect clouds and breezy conditions before we dry out for most of the day tomorrow. And then by Friday and eventually Friday night, here comes those rain showers by Saturday morning. And so in our Skycast, we warm up into the 70s by this afternoon. This evening, a few more clouds developing from the northwest. And here comes that cold front, a few scattered showers along the line, not producing a whole lot in terms of rainfall accumulation. So this drier stretch of weather continues. And then by Thursday morning into Thursday afternoon, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 40s as we remain relatively breezy and we remain cool heading into the weekend. Temperatures in the 50s and overall pretty cool stretch continuing onward.
All right, thanks a lot, Eric. We're still ahead on Sunrise Decision 2024. We'll get you set for early voting ahead.
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's a mild start to the day today, and temperatures climb as high as yesterday's temperatures into the mid-70s. But before we get to that, though, a look at the radar and satellite. We can see, of course, clear skies directly above our area this morning. However, as we head into the afternoon, we'll see a few clouds arrive from the west. Our dry stretch of weather will eventually come to an end. And as you can see here, it will be a cold front arriving, which means that not only will we be seeing rain, but also a change in temperature. But for now, today, highs climbing up into the mid-70s. Very comfortable. Normal high, of course, sitting at 57, so we are still well above average for this time of year. Cloud cover increases by this evening, as you can see here. Sunny start, cloudy evening, and then regarding those winds, it's going to be a breezy one today as well. Now, as that cold front moves through overnight tonight, it will drop those temperatures for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But only Friday morning will be our best shot for frost in the early AM hours. And that's due to the fact that we'll have clear skies and lows quickly falling into the 20s. In some spots, 30s in the lower elevation. So just looking ahead to the next 4 days, your best shot to budget a few extra minutes in the morning for your morning commute would be Friday morning. Another temperature stat we have right here. Today's high temperature is going to be right around 76 degrees. The overnight low for Sunday night this weekend at 26. So we're going to be dropping roughly 30, 40, some spots 50-degree temperatures during that overnight as we head into the weekend. So we got this trend cooling down a little bit, but a reminder that as we head into the end of the month, the overall temperature trend favors warmer than average conditions. So by Halloween, for now, it looks to be slightly warmer than average. We'll see how the latest data holds for that. We're dry across central New York early today, but here comes that cold front and cooler temperatures that arrive as we head into Thursday night and into or tonight into early Thursday morning. Then Thursday night into Friday, we've got a high pressure in place causing widespread frost. Then Friday night, here comes that cold front once more. We've got another surge of some scattered showers heading into the start of the weekend. But for today, though, we got that strong south wind. You can see those green arrows right here surging to the north, and that's bringing those temperatures up into the 70s by this afternoon. Then by tonight, we'll see clouds increase. 70s go to 60s, scattered showers along that line, and then 60s go to 40s for early Thursday morning. It's breezy, it's mainly cloudy, and then we'll see some breaks in the cloud cover by the afternoon and the evening, with temperatures remaining in the 40s and 50s. So today, maybe not quite jacket weather, but tomorrow, definitely jacket weather. At least those wind chills with that strong wind might even remain in the 30s in some spots of the area. Then by tomorrow night, overnight lows will fall back down below freezing for a lot of the area, so widespread frost is likely for a rebound back into the 50s by Friday afternoon with plenty of sunshine. And so your 7-day forecast: 76 the high today, 52 the high tomorrow, so quite a difference there. We remain in the 40s and 50s for the majority of the end of the week into the start of the weekend. 53 the high Saturday, a few scattered showers, 47 the high Sunday, and then we climb slowly back into the 60s by the middle of next week.
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's a mild start to the day today, and temperatures climb as high as yesterday's temperatures into the mid-70s. But before we get to that, though, a look at the radar and satellite. We can see, of course, clear skies directly above our area this morning. However, as we head into the afternoon, we'll see a few clouds arrive from the west. Our dry stretch of weather will eventually come to an end. And as you can see here, it will be a cold front arriving, which means that not only will we be seeing rain, but also a change in temperature. But for now, today, highs climbing up into the mid-70s. Very comfortable. Normal high, of course, sitting at 57, so we are still well above average for this time of year. Cloud cover increases by this evening, as you can see here. Sunny start, cloudy evening, and then regarding those winds, it's going to be a breezy one today as well. Now, as that cold front moves through overnight tonight, it will drop those temperatures for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But only Friday morning will be our best shot for frost in the early AM hours. And that's due to the fact that we'll have clear skies and lows quickly falling into the 20s. In some spots, 30s in the lower elevation. So just looking ahead to the next 4 days, your best shot to budget a few extra minutes in the morning for your morning commute would be Friday morning. Another temperature stat we have right here. Today's high temperature is going to be right around 76 degrees. The overnight low for Sunday night this weekend at 26. So we're going to be dropping roughly 30, 40, some spots 50-degree temperatures during that overnight as we head into the weekend. So we got this trend cooling down a little bit, but a reminder that as we head into the end of the month, the overall temperature trend favors warmer than average conditions. So by Halloween, for now, it looks to be slightly warmer than average. We'll see how the latest data holds for that. We're dry across central New York early today, but here comes that cold front and cooler temperatures that arrive as we head into Thursday night and into or tonight into early Thursday morning. Then Thursday night into Friday, we've got a high pressure in place causing widespread frost. Then Friday night, here comes that cold front once more. We've got another surge of some scattered showers heading into the start of the weekend. But for today, though, we got that strong south wind. You can see those green arrows right here surging to the north, and that's bringing those temperatures up into the 70s by this afternoon. Then by tonight, we'll see clouds increase. 70s go to 60s, scattered showers along that line, and then 60s go to 40s for early Thursday morning. It's breezy, it's mainly cloudy, and then we'll see some breaks in the cloud cover by the afternoon and the evening, with temperatures remaining in the 40s and 50s. So today, maybe not quite jacket weather, but tomorrow, definitely jacket weather. At least those wind chills with that strong wind might even remain in the 30s in some spots of the area. Then by tomorrow night, overnight lows will fall back down below freezing for a lot of the area, so widespread frost is likely for a rebound back into the 50s by Friday afternoon with plenty of sunshine. And so your 7-day forecast: 76 the high today, 52 the high tomorrow, so quite a difference there. We remain in the 40s and 50s for the majority of the end of the week into the start of the weekend. 53 the high Saturday, a few scattered showers, 47 the high Sunday, and then we climb slowly back into the 60s by the middle of next week.
This is Jerry Fiore.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's a mild start to the day today, and temperatures climb as high as yesterday's temperatures into the mid-70s. But before we get to that, though, a look at the radar and satellite. We can see, of course, clear skies directly above our area this morning. However, as we head into the afternoon, we'll see a few clouds arrive from the west. Our dry stretch of weather will eventually come to an end. And as you can see here, it will be a cold front arriving, which means that not only will we be seeing rain, but also a change in temperature. But for now, today highs climbing up into the mid-70s. Very comfortable. Normal high, of course, sitting at 57, so we are still well above average for this time of year. Cloud cover increases by this evening, as you can see here. Sunny start, cloudy evening, and then regarding those winds, it's going to be a breezy one today as well. Now, as that cold front moves through overnight tonight, it will drop those temperatures for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But only Friday morning will be our best shot for frost in the early AM hours. And that's due to the fact that we'll have clear skies and lows quickly falling into the 20s. In some spots, 30s in the lower elevation. So just looking ahead to the next 4 days, your best shot to budget a few extra minutes in the morning for your morning commute would be Friday morning. Another temperature stat we have right here. Today's high temperature is going to be right around 76 degrees. The overnight low for Sunday night this weekend at 26. So we're going to be dropping roughly 30, 40, some spots 50-degree temperatures during that overnight as we head into the weekend. So we got this trend cooling down a little bit, but a reminder that as we head into the end of the month, the overall temperature trend favors warmer than average conditions. So by Halloween, for now, it looks to be slightly warmer than average. We'll see how the latest data holds for that. We're dry across central New York early today, but here comes that cold front and cooler temperatures that arrive as we head into Thursday night and into or tonight into early Thursday morning. Then Thursday night into Friday, we've got a high pressure in place causing widespread frost. Then Friday night, here comes that cold front once more. We've got another surge of some scattered showers heading into the start of the weekend. But for today, though, we got that strong south wind. You can see those green arrows right here surging to the north, and that's bringing those temperatures up into the 70s by this afternoon. Then by tonight, we'll see clouds increase. 70s go to 60s, scattered showers along that line, and then 60s go to 40s for early Thursday morning. It's breezy, it's mainly cloudy, and then we'll see some breaks in the cloud cover by the afternoon and the evening, with temperatures remaining in the 40s and 50s. So today, maybe not quite jacket weather, but tomorrow, definitely jacket weather. At least those wind chills with that strong wind might even remain in the 30s in some spots of the area. Then by tomorrow night, overnight lows will fall back down below freezing for a lot of the area, so widespread frost is likely for a rebound back into the 50s by Friday afternoon with plenty of sunshine. And so your 7-day forecast: 76 the high today, 52 the high tomorrow, so quite a difference there. We remain in the 40s and 50s for the majority of the end of the week into the start of the weekend. 53 the high Saturday, a few scattered showers, 47 the high Sunday, and then we climb slowly back into the 60s by the middle of next week.
Attention home.
And today across the viewing area, maybe mow the lawn one last time, go hit a few on the links, or both. We could probably do both. We'd have 1 o'clock. Yeah. But get out and enjoy it is our point.
Yes, it's fantastic weather out there right now. Sunshine, temperatures in the 70s. A look outside right now from our Cavity Tower camera. You can see, of course, the vibrant fall foliage, the gorgeous blue skies, temperatures across the region sitting at 73 in Rome, 72 Hamilton, near 80 degrees in Syracuse. We're talking about another balmy summer-like day for late October. So we're still continuing this stretch of warm weather, but unfortunately, that will come to an end starting tomorrow. Now, along with that warm weather, we're also seeing some stronger winds, especially from the south. That south wind is dragging in all that warm weather from the southeastern U.S., and that's why, of course, those wind speeds are very high and primarily along the hilltops just south of the Mohawk Valley. The radar right now is entirely dry. We're seeing some indication of elevated rain showers ahead of this cold front arriving later on tonight, but so far a lot of that is not reaching the ground. For the next 12 hours, favor sunshine turning to clouds and then a few scattered spotty showers overnight tonight into early tomorrow morning. That'll set the stage for a cool and breezy Thursday. I'll let you know exactly how cool it gets and how long that cool stretch lasts straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Brand new this noon, over 1.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Today is shaping up rather nicely so far. Temperatures already in the 70s, very summer-like out there. In fact, a look across central New York and the Mesnet camera network, lots of blue skies, but notice out to the west, Camden, Redfield reporting a few more clouds. This will be the arrival of a low pressure system that'll bring the chance for a few spotty showers heading into tonight. So say goodbye, unfortunately, to the completely dry weather, although we're not talking about also a complete washout tonight either. Temperature sitting at 73 in Rome, very refreshing levels of humidity right now. And on top of that, we've got a strong south wind of around 14 miles per hour. So it's decently breezy, air is dry, along with dry leaves as well as that low humidity. Again, it's going to be a great opportunity for fires to spread very easily. So I know there might not officially be a burn ban in some spots, but recommend being extra cautious regarding open fires, at least for today. The radar right now is entirely dry. Zooming out a little bit, we can see that system arriving from the west, that cold front. But of course, along that line, we're not seeing too much in terms of rainfall activity. Not a whole lot of moisture in the atmosphere right now for those showers to work with. But regardless, we're going to be seeing a cool down. Today, high is 76. The outlier of the next several days, Thursday through even Tuesday of next week, we barely reach 60 degrees. In fact, most of tomorrow will be spent in the 40s. And on top of that, although we're going to be seeing cooler days ahead, best chance for frost is going to be Friday morning. So maybe budget a few extra minutes heading out the door for your Friday morning commute, as most of us will be falling into the 30s and 20s. So bigger picture, here comes that cold front dragging in cooler weather as well. We'll still remain on the cooler side for Thursday as well as parts of Friday. Friday a little warmer. And then another system arrives by Saturday. Again, a few scattered showers, not completely widespread, and that'll of course bring cooler temperatures as well. And so in our Skycast, sunshine turns to clouds this evening. Clouds turn to a few scattered showers. Overnight lows tonight go from the 60s around midnight down into the 40s by early Thursday morning. Now, some locations could see some skies clear out, but most of us will see mostly cloudy skies from lake effect. But those clouds will gradually clear out by the afternoon and evening. And with those clear skies tomorrow night, that sets the stage for a very chilly night, back into the 30s and 20s, potential for frost for much of the area. And so your 7-day forecast, as I mentioned, the outlier at 76 degrees. We're down into the 50s for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, the high temperature is down into the 40s, so it's even a cooler day as well. But so far, will be looking mainly dry. We'll be keeping a close eye on lake effect clouds during that day as well, but overall, a cooler stretch ahead. Warmer days following that as we head into the middle of next week.
Yeah, I mean, it's late October, so to have some chilly days, it's not unheard of.
Yeah, this
but,
is not below average. This is heading back to what we usually see for October.
Right, and we'll try and stay maybe bundled up for that, for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer walk. If it stays dry, that's the key.
Fingers crossed.
All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, Halloween may be right around the corner, but these days, as Eric was mentioning, feels like summer for millions of Americans. Along with temperatures pushing into the 80s in some cities yesterday, the East Coast has also been experiencing an historic dry streak, with not a single drop of rain in cities like New York, Philly, and Atlanta. Emily Ikeda has more.
It's supposed to be fall with cool, crisp weather, but this October has seen record-setting heat across the Northeast.
I like it a little cooler, but I'll take it.
With temperatures nearly 20 degrees higher than normal in Philadelphia.
We're trying to take advantage of it before it gets cold.
Many cities along the East Coast have approached or hit historic highs in the upper 70s and 80s, and the warm streak continues today. At the same time, drought conditions are expanding in nearly every state. Some in the tri-state area are calling this month Dry-tober. Cities like New York and Philadelphia could see their first October on record with zero rainfall. The unusually warm temperatures and dry conditions creating new challenges in Connecticut, where the Berlin wildfire has burned upwards of 90 acres so far along Lamentation Mountain.
You can smell it and you can see it.
An added challenge, dry brush like leaves on the ground refueling the fires.
We're getting a lot more ground fire than we normally do because it's been so dry. So right now we have a full ban on any burning whatsoever.
According to the Environmental Protection Agency, climate change has led to an increase in the size and frequency of wildfires, as well as the length of the season, something the New Jersey Forest Fire Service says it's witnessed.
Fire seasons are not seasonal anymore, and they've actually become year-round.
And that was Emily Ikeda reporting. Coming up, the latest on the campaign trail. Eric Gage joins us now, and we are looking at a cool down coming right on the doorstep, which means if you haven't gotten out and enjoyed the last couple days, your time's running out.
Yes, fantastic weather today. In fact, those high temperatures in the 70s. But yeah, the cool down into the 20s.
Wow.
By Sunday
we talked about that this morning, a 50-degree swing.
Insane swing going on as we head into the next few days. In fact, as you can see here, this is between today and the Sunday night low temperature. So it's not a daytime high temperature, but to give you an idea of just how cool things are going to change. And it's not atypical. This is late October, so we typically see frosty mornings and cool afternoons, but we've been so used to this warm temperature that we might just forget how cool some of this weather feels like. Well, live look at our Cavity Tower camera right now. Of course, gorgeous view of the fall foliage. A lot more leaves are falling today due to these strong winds. Now, it's warm out, temperatures in the 70s, near 80 degrees in Syracuse, but those winds are pretty strong coming from the south. 24 mile-per-hour winds in Buffalo, 14 here in Rome, and 10 in Hamilton, 17 down in Ithaca. So it's breezy out. Watch out for some leaves on the roads. And again, that's not a travel hazard primarily during dry conditions, but as we head into tonight, when some rain showers will eventually begin to arrive, this could cause potential travel impacts with leaves combined with wet roads that could cause some slick conditions. Radar is dry right now, but as we head into the overnight hours tonight, we'll see an arrival of a few scattered showers right around 10 p.m. and that rain will taper off and we'll see a cool down by tomorrow. We'll let you know, of course, exactly how cool it gets straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Well, tradition interrupted for one of the most...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. Today started out rather mild in some spots, and it warmed up quickly. We're in the 70s across much of the area already this afternoon. A live look across central New York right now, where you can see, of course, plenty of blue skies. But as I mentioned in the last half hour, you look out to the western sky, a lot more clouds starting to move in. That's a sign of changing weather. I know we've enjoyed this beautiful stretch through the weekend and into the start of this week, but now we'll start to see an eventual cool down. Current conditions in Utica right now sitting at 73 very refreshing degrees with that strong south wind of 14 miles per hour and that extremely low humidity. Again, heads up with those leaves on the ground, there's an elevated fire risk, especially where those wind gusts are strongest. Now, there's no burn ban officially in effect, but I recommend being extra cautious with open fires outside for today. Now, the radar right now is entirely dry. We are keeping our close eye out to the west, where here this cold front is slowly starting to approach. It's not working with a whole lot of moisture in the atmosphere, so these showers aren't going to be very notable. Maybe a rumble of thunder here and there, but that's really about it. This will likely not put a huge deficit or a huge impact on that rainfall deficit we've been seeing over the past few days. But the main thing, though, is that temperature drop. We go from the 70s today down into the 50s and 40s. And notice here, we're not seeing 70s for quite some time again. So if you're a fan of the warm weather, get out and enjoy it today, although it is still a little bit windy out, because this will be almost jacket weather for the end of the week and into the weekend. No 70s in sight for that. Now, regarding frost potential, although we're cooling down, the best chance for frost looks to be Friday morning. But the rest of the mornings between Thursday and Saturday at least look frost-free, with temperatures not falling anywhere near freezing. So heads up, Friday morning, your morning commute, you might have to budget a few extra minutes to scrape that frost off. And so the larger scale side of things, we've got that cold front arriving from the west, so bringing a few scattered showers. A cool pocket of air moves over central New York for tomorrow and through the end of the work week. Now, high pressure works its way in temporarily, but as we head into Saturday, notice right here, another system beginning to arrive. Rain showers, again, not really organized. It looks to be disorganized and spotty in nature. So no real 100% predictable rainfall event that will bring steady rain for the near term. So on our Skycast today, temperatures in the 70s. Clouds increase, here comes those scattered showers, and then by tomorrow that wind shifts more northwesterly and we get that decent wind, and most of the day tomorrow is spent in the 40s, a high of 52 degrees, quite a drop compared to today, and we continue to remain in the 40s and 50s throughout the remainder of the week and into the weekend.
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
We're tracking a cold front moving through the area tonight. It's producing a few showers, especially to the west of Utica. These are moving east. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Current temperature 70 degrees. We made it into the mid-70s, 76 so far at Griffis and Rome. But it's going to get a lot cooler here on the other side of this front. We're going to see a 20-degree drop in temperature tomorrow, along with a couple of showers heading into this evening and tonight. Much cooler weather on the way, but there are some signs that the weather patterns start to change as we head into next week, but we do have a couple of chilly days to get through before we go there. This evening, cloudy with a few passing showers, temperatures in the 60s, tracking a cooler weekend ahead. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The Inland Marine Corps League is paying tribute to
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
A cold front on the way. You just saw that from our the tower cam. Here's another look at downtown Utica from a different angle. Cloudy skies. Those clouds look ominous, but it's just rain. It's been a while since we've had rainfall, and we're tracking it on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Widespread showers approaching from the west. This will be moving through this evening. Some gusty winds with this, but again, the bark's worse than the bite. Most of this won't last for very long. We could use a good soaking rain, but this is not going to produce much rainfall as it moves through this evening. High temperatures today, slightly lower than yesterday, but we still had some very warm weather. Herkimer 78, that was today's high. Camden 77. Officially Rome, Griffis checks in with 76 for the high today. Tomorrow night we go from 76 to 29. Pretty significant drop in the temperature here. It's shock to the system here too. This was taken earlier today by Nicole and Herkimer. Beautiful colors across the Mohawk Valley. We are now considered past peak in terms of fall color. The leaves are coming down, and if you have to clean them up, the next couple of days look pretty good and favorable weather for that. Saturday, we have some showers early in the day, but you can get things done later in the day. The weather should cooperate. Clinton, 74 degrees. Micah, New Hartford, 71. Our neighborhood sky watchers checking in. Curtis Corners with 69. Jeff and Mohawk's 72. Stewart and Cooperstown with 70 degrees. This cold front moves through this evening, again producing a few showers. This is going to move to the east tonight, and we're going to see a pretty significant drop in the temperature. Tonight, cloudy skies, overnight lows drop down into the 40s. It's a cloudy start to Thursday. Welcome back to fall. Clouds give way to sunshine. Breezy, temperatures in the low 50s. Skies look clear tomorrow night, the stage being set for a widespread heavy frost. Down into the 20s tomorrow night. Friday looks beautiful, plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the low 50s. Notice some clouds start to spill in Friday evening, but the weather looks good and pretty nice for high school football games. Tonight, cloudy, 44 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, a much cooler day, but still pretty nice, especially in the afternoon, a high of 52. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, 57 on Friday. Saturday, breezy conditions, a few showers, especially in the morning, making strides against breast cancer. Sunday morning, a little chilly for that, but we're into the 50s in the afternoon. And then, don't kiss the 70s goodbye just yet. We might get close to that by Wednesday.
That's incredible.
Don't put the shorts away just yet.
Thank you.
Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6, it's time for some high school with the forecast with meteorologist James DeFazio. Good evening, James.
Good evening. Our fantastic stretch of weather has come to an end, and we have some abrupt changes in the forecast for tomorrow. Taking a look at downtown Utica, you can see that our dry spell has ended. We had some showers come through with a cold front over the last few hours. We're expecting a few more showers tonight. We have much, much cooler weather on the way for the rest of the week, and we are tracking several frost and freeze chances over the next several days. Taking a look at the live Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 radar, most of the rainfall has slid off to the east. We do still have some spotty showers off to the west that will work their way in slowly over the next couple of hours. Taking a look at the current conditions at Rome, reporting cloudy skies at 56 degrees with a northwest wind out of 5 miles per hour. Tonight, we're looking at a low of around 44 degrees, temperatures in the mid-40s, relatively mild, cloudy skies especially for the second half of the evening. Tomorrow, 52 degrees for a high, decreasing clouds throughout the day, cloudy in the morning, but hopefully partly sunny by the afternoon. Should end up hopefully with a decent sunset tomorrow, and we'll have more on the full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Jason?
James, thank you. This is the man state police say killed his uncle.
Load the Storm Tracker 2 app. Free to install. Use the icons on the bottom to navigate between tabs. Get instant weather updates and alerts right on your phone. Storm Tracker 2, where we track storms. The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good evening. Our stretch of 70s and sunny has come to an end, unfortunately. However, we do not have a horrific forecast for this time of the year in store, but it is going to feel abruptly cold as we move into the remainder of the week. Taking a look at downtown Utica right now, we have wet roadways. We did have some rainfall move through with the association with a cold front a few hours ago. Currently 56 up in Rome, reporting a 5-mile-an-hour wind out of the northwest, so not too breezy at all. Cloudy conditions are expected to remain for the majority of the night. Taking a look across New York State, Rome currently at 56, Hamilton 55, Binghamton 59. A little bit warmer in the city locations, 64 in Syracuse. You can see down in Buffalo, though, 54. That cold front and that cold air is on its way in our direction, and it's not going to take too long to get here. Taking a look at the live Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 radar, most of the rainfall that we saw earlier this evening has slid off to the east. There are still a few stray showers off to the west, which will continue to move in our direction, but that will that will not be the main story of the evening. The main story of the evening will just be clouds, mostly cloudy overnight. Here is the cold front that is heading through and bringing the rainfall to our area, to central New York, and to various portions of the Northeast. We're expecting plenty of chilly air to work in behind this. And here's an example for this. Let me step off screen to give you a perfect look. Today's high temperature was 76 degrees. We are forecasting a low temperature tomorrow night of 29. Which is a stark contrast, and these 40-degree temperatures tomorrow are going to feel much colder than 40-degree temperatures typically do. Taking a look at the fall foliage report, many areas are past peak, especially in the Adirondack Park as well as down in the southern valleys. We were still in peak here in the Mohawk Valley. However, we have had many leaves come down over the past couple of days, so if you are looking to get out and get your leaves cleaned up and get some raking done, the next 2 days do look good, especially if you're able to handle some cooler temperatures. Saturday looks like it might be a little moist in the morning, so we might want to hold off until the afternoon hours, but it would be a little have an opportunity later in the day on Saturday. Tonight, that rain that moves through relatively quickly. We dry out. Clouds build in very quickly right behind. We have a low in the low to mid 40s. Tomorrow, we warm up. It may crack 50, but it won't feel like it. We're in the upper 40s for the majority of the day. Tomorrow night, it gets very chilly. We dip down below freezing, widespread frost and freeze across central New York. Friday, we warm up. It's slightly more mild than Thursday. We're expecting temperatures in the mid-50s as opposed to low 50s. Tonight, cloudy skies with a low of 44 degrees. Tomorrow, clouds decrease throughout the day, eventually partly sunny by the evening with a high of 52. Taking a look at the 7-day forecast. 50s for the next 2 days with partly sunny conditions. Expecting some light showers with windy conditions on Saturday morning. Hopefully a dry evening Saturday, even though a tad breezy. And then as we head into next week, we begin a warming trend, which is hopefully going to settle in for the long term and head us back into that 70 stretch.
First look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Okay, so we've had some rain. We had the wind over the last 24 hours. That brought down a lot of leaves. So you've got kind of a warning for folks that are out driving, especially tomorrow, too.
Something to keep in mind, the wet roads, the leaves cause cars to stop much. It takes longer to stop in these conditions. Sure. In fact, it could take as much as 3 times longer to stop when there's wet roadways with leaves on them. Stopping distance is 80 feet with dry pavement, 250 feet with wet pavement. So something to keep in mind. This time of the year, as the leaves come down, as the weather gets unsettled. Again, the road's pretty slippery out there. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Rain continues to move to the east. We had some rumbles of thunder earlier this evening. Yeah, you didn't hear any. That wasn't you. That actually was some thunder. Current temperature of 56 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, overnight lows drop down into the mid-40s. It's much cooler tomorrow. But we are tracking a little bit of a warm-up looking ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you very much. Continuing coverage tonight, this.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking a wet evening here in Central New York. Just had a round of rain roll through, and as we take a look in downtown Utica, live look, temperature of 57 degrees. The rain has pushed to the east, all part of a cold front that we're seeing that change in weather tonight. Lingering showers to the west. For the most part, these will be coming to an end. And we're looking at some dramatic changes in the temperature. In fact, today's high temperature is 76. Tomorrow night, we're down to 29. That's almost a 50-degree swing in temperature. Over just a little over 24 hours. Yeah, some big changes ahead for sure. This is a look in Herkimer taken today by Nicole. Beautiful shot here. We are now considered past peak in terms of fall colors. Still a lot of beautiful colors to be had, but going forward, the leaves will be coming down. And if you do have to clean up the yard, the weather looks favorable over the next couple of days. On Saturday, we're expecting some wet weather early in the day, so later in the day would be better if you want to take care of any outdoor chores. Cold front continues to march to the east. Again, behind it, we do have cooler, drier air. Clouds will linger in the wake of this cold front. We'll see a response from Lake Ontario, producing a few extra clouds early tomorrow, but in general, the weather does look to clear out. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. It's cloudy tomorrow morning. It's going to feel like fall. Temperatures in the low 40s. Chilly start to the day. Clouds slowly give way to sunshine. I think it's going to take most of the day to get sunshine. By the afternoon, temperatures climb into the low 50s, and it's going to feel chilly, especially after the warm days that we've had. Clear skies tomorrow night. The stage is set for a widespread freeze, a hard frost. Lots of places drop down into the upper 20s heading into Friday morning. Friday afternoon, sunshine gives way to cloud cover. It looks dry, but the weather should be pretty nice. Temperatures in the low 50s. The weather looks nice for high school football heading into Friday night with temperatures in the upper 40s. Cloudy tonight, a low temperature of 44. Tomorrow, sunshine after morning clouds. Again, much cooler with temperatures in the low 50s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Clouds give way to sunshine tomorrow, 52, 57 on Friday. The other way around, sunshine gives way to clouds. On Saturday, it's breezy, if not windy at times, with a few lake effect rain showers, 53. Chilly on Sunday for making strides against breast cancer. That takes place in the morning. Temperatures will be near 50 in the afternoon. Sunshine Monday, 53. And then we see a substantial warm-up, 60 on Tuesday, into the 70s as we look ahead to Wednesday. We'll be right back.